Welcome everyone. In this video, I will be presenting a comparative analysis of diabetes distress among South Asians, both in their home countries and as immigrants. We'll explore prevalence, contributing factors, and what clinicians and policymakers can do to address this hidden burden. Type 2 diabetes is a major health issue for South Asians. But beyond the physical symptoms, many experience emotional strain known as diabetes distress. This affects how well they manage their condition and their overall quality of life. Yet, most often, it's often overlooked in care settings. We'll be drawing from two key studies, a meta-analysis of 37 studies across South Asia and the DREAM initiative in New York City, which focused on South Asian immigrants. Together, they offer a powerful lens into how diabetes distress manifests across different contexts. In South Asia, diabetes distress affects 44% of people with type 2 diabetes, much higher than the global average of 36%. Pakistan shows the highest rate at 85%, followed by India and Bangladesh. In New York City, the rate is lower at 15.9%, likely due to better healthcare access. Emotional burden is the most common form of diabetes distress, 60% in South Asia and 25.9% in New York City. Regimen-related distress is also significant. These forms of distress directly affect how patients engage with their treatment plans. Women are more affected by diabetes distress than men. In New York City, nearly 20% of women reported high distress compared to 12% of men. This may be due to higher psychological stress and cultural norms that discourage men from expressing vulnerability. Education plays a major role. Those without a high school diploma are more likely to experience diabetes distress. They also face higher rates of being uninsured, which limits access to care and medication, fueling emotional burden and burnout. Bangladeshi immigrants showed lower distress levels, possibly due to strong family support. Multi-generational households offer emotional and practical help, which can buffer against the stress of managing diabetes. Current tools like the Diabetes Distress Scale may not fully capture the experiences of diverse groups. Concept validation is missing. We need culturally adapted instruments to ensure we're measuring what truly matters to this population. Let's pause here. Imagine being asked to rate your distress on a scale, but the questions don't reflect your culture, your language, or your lived experience. You answer them anyway, but you walk away feeling unseen. That's the reality for many South Asian patients. Tools like the Diabetes Distress Scale were designed with Western populations in mind. They're useful, but they are not universal. What's missing is concept validation. The step that asks, does this tool even make sense for this community? Without it, we risk misdiagnosis, underestimating, or completely missing the emotional burden our patients carry. If we want to measure what matters, we need instruments that speak the language of culture, context, and lived experience. To address diabetes distress, we must screen routinely, use culturally validated tools, and integrate mental health into diabetes care. Gender, education, and cultural background should inform interventions. Longitudinal studies are also needed to understand long-term impacts. Diabetes distress is a hidden but powerful force in diabetes care. By recognizing it, validating tools, and integrating support systems, we can improve outcomes and equity for South Asian communities. Thank you.